Hello, and thanks in advance for watching this video. The South Carolina Synod kicked off a new project at the beginning of the year for a way in which congregations can serve children who are living in foster care. The response has been really exciting. Our hope is that this video is a resource for you to learn more about this project, or maybe to show your outreach committee, your church council, for everyone to get on the same page and answer many of the questions you may have. So let me begin with how we got here. Well, towards the end of last year, my son, who is adopted through foster care, had a sibling visit with his 3 siblings, who are still under the care of the Department of Social Services. While our son is no longer under their care, the caseworker lets us know when these visits are so he can see his siblings. This particular visit took place in a very dreary part of Columbia in a DSS office building located in a strip mall of mostly empty storefronts. This building was just sad. On this day, there were some delays in his siblings arriving, so I had time to talk to the caseworker. I asked her why she chose this building for the visit. Well, she is based in the upstate, which is where the children's case originates, but the siblings are placed throughout all of South Carolina. So she needed a central place to gather, and so she just called one of the Columbia DSS offices to reserve a meeting room. Can't this sort of office be a trauma trigger to a child for when they were first taken into care? I asked her. Yes, it definitely can. I started to ask her what she would like in a space for these sorts of visits, and we sat and brainstormed. I asked her about churches. A church would be great, she said, but I'm not about to start cold calling churches in a city I'm not familiar with. So here we are, looking to create a list for caseworkers like this one, so that it isn't a cold call, but a call to a church that has already said yes. So what are the nitty-gritty details for this project? Well, let's begin with on February 1st, 2022, there were 3,957 children in foster care in the state of South Carolina. Of that number, there are 1,281 children who are a part of a sibling group of 2 or more. Sometimes these siblings are able to be placed together, but often that is not possible. This means that, like our son, there needs to be a place for a monthly in-person meeting for these siblings to come together, and here's where your church comes in. Caseworkers are looking for spaces where the children that are a part of their caseloads can come and be with their siblings. In my son's instance, he is part of a sibling group of 4, and while their case may have originated in the upstate, the children are placed all across the state. The need for spaces is across the entire state, not just in Columbia. We've created a form for congregations to fill out so that you can share with us the name of your congregation's location, a contact person. This could be a pastor, deacon, someone on staff, or maybe it's a congregational member who would be able to check the church calendar and see spaces availability. There's a space on the form for you to share what space you have available and what activities are already present. Maybe you have basketball goals or a playground. We've started a list of spaces and activities that we have thought of, but there are also more that you can add to the list. So once you've signed up, put your church's name on this resource. What will happen next? This list will be given to caseworkers across the state. So when they are beginning to schedule their sibling group visits, they may already have a location in mind. They'll be able to look at this list, find a congregation in that area, and reach out to your contact person. The caseworker will share with you the date and time of the visit, and your contact person should be able to check the church calendar and get back to the caseworker on if the space is available. How often will you be called? We can't answer this. The caseloads are constantly shuffling. It's a sad reality, but often children are being shuffled to new placements. We really have no idea how often you'll be called upon. Do you always have to say yes? Of course not. If there's a meeting, lunch, or any sort of gathering that's using the space you have available, then you're not able to host on that day. The caseworker may come back with another date or maybe have to find another location. When will these visits be? We can't say anything 100%, but we can tell you that generally these visits happen around lunchtime and during the week. So between Monday and Friday, anytime from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. When the caseworker would call, they would tell you the 1 to 2 hour time frame of the visit and the date. What age will the children be? anywhere from just a few months old to 18 years old. Are there any sorts of visits that our space would be used for, or just siblings? The other type of visit we have spoken to DSS about is for prospective adoption meetings. This is when a child is available for adoption and they have found a possible match in a family. DSS will arrange a first meeting between the child and the prospective adoptive family, and maybe your space could be used for that. Can you imagine your congregation being used for a couple to come and play basketball or play on the playground with a child that they may adopt? Your congregation would be the space where forever starts. I get goosebumps when I think about it. So, what are your responsibilities? For any congregation that adds their name to this resource and schedules to host a visit, there needs to be someone there to meet the caseworker and unlock the space. It may be different congregation to congregation, whether you would like a person to stay for the visit or just check back at the end and lock the doors. So, what difference will all of this make? I truly believe this is a project that may have ripples that reach much further than we will ever be able to see. At face value, you're offering a nice space. You're offering a safe space for children to gather with their siblings. You're offering a space that is free. You're offering a space that hopefully does not have trauma triggers connected to the first time a child was brought into care. You're offering a space with a smiling face. You're offering a space for love and laughter to gather, and for a moment, even if brief, for siblings to come together and remember all that is good during a time where the bad can seem extra overwhelming. And what a difference it would make if your location is used for the same sibling group month after month. You'll get to know the caseworker, those children, and what an incredible gift that will be to both you and them. You and your congregation are becoming a part of the village that is loving and supporting these children and their caseworkers. Thanks.